Pasauliniai ekonomikai po truputį išeinant iš krizinio ciklo ir atsirandant atsargių optimistų balsų, visai įdomu paklausyti, kaip situaciją vertina tarptautinio lygio ekonomikos ir verslo ekspertai. Jūsų dėmesio į pinigų kartos pokalbiai su Deutsche Bank šiaurės šalių skyriaus vadovu Janu Olssonu ir vienos didžiausių Rusijos teisės kompanijų Jegorovas, Puginskis, Afanasjevas ir partneriai, besispecializuojančių investicijose ir verslo teisėje atstovu Michailu Kazantsevu.
Mr. Olsson, we're sitting here in Tallinn in late April 2010. So, how do you rate this year? It's already maturing this year. In terms of financial situations in Baltic region and in Nordics as well.
So in terms of the long-term trends, in terms of all the financial measures, I see an improvement in the world economy, in the European economy, and in the Nordic and Baltic economy. So overall, I see a positive trend compared to a year ago and also compared to 2 years ago. So the trend is definitely positive. Can we improve even further? Do we have further to go? Yes. We still have a long way to go to come back to a mature and proper financial system again.
What should Baltic countries, businesses of the Baltic countries should expect and should do in the coming year in order to use that positive trend?
I think there's a domestic economy which I'm not a specialist on, but in terms of some of the companies here are very international. I think basically establish themselves even further on the international markets and develop a positive trend, manufacture products that are of interest to third parties outside of the region. So I think that at least today I got a good and positive feeling. Here I spoke to some manufacturers, some industrialists, and it seems that all of them told me that they see an improvement in demand. Of course, it's not where it should be. One has to say that too. But overall, I sense a slight improvement in the economies.
You mentioned in your report that some businesses, board members of companies in this region are still a little bit afraid of taking, I don't know how do you call it, a risk or a shot or an opportunity at this moment.
And my view is that the Americans are more proactive, the American companies. When they see opportunities, they jump on them. European companies, and that's also part of the region here, are less prone to jump on transactions or into new opportunities.
This region do not have such a huge corporate companies like Western Europe or United States. Do we have an edge here at this situation?
We strongly believe in entrepreneurship. We see that companies here in the Baltics that are more modest in size have a certain flexibility and should be able to prevail on the international markets. Definitely. So we see that opportunity, that there's flexibility and there's some creativity that could lead to further sales across the board.
How do you rate the financial acumen, maybe financial education of the companies? Do they know what they need to do, as you said, in order to expand, to go to the international market and so on? And who can advise on that?
As we see here at the conference, there are many well-educated young individuals at this conference, so there's no question that the general environment, the general education level is very, very strong here. That's no question. As with all economies, they need to mature. And you have gone through a very rapid development over the past 20 years. And of course, there is still some catching up. But overall, every time I come to the Baltics, I see lots of improvements in terms of the infrastructure, in terms of the general environment. So there are definitely positive trends, and you're catching up very, very quickly.
So what would be your few pieces of advice for Baltic business who is able and who wants to stay afloat and to stay alive and to expand?
Conservative financial management with creativity and a global view on international markets and a positive attitude, which I sense here at this conference.